Oh, good morning, all you lovely people. Welcome back to the not so well grumpy old Git in the corner today. Today's video was supposed to go out yesterday, but by the time I got back from the hospital for my monthly blood treatment, I was absolutely wiped out. But at least they didn't mark it all up too much this month. But anyway, moving on. Enough of my issues. We got the Home Office again. Cooper. Proving that they're just not up to the job. They don't know where thousands of illegals are in this country that have absconded from hotels and accommodation. They've just disappeared into the fabric, into the framework. And they don't even know how many legal ones that came here with visas are still here and overstayed. They haven't kept count. They haven't been monitored. Unbelievable ineptness. But then we see hotels running takeaway businesses, delivery food businesses from the hotels. And these are all paid by the taxpayer. And one, if the reports are right, even running an Indian call centre. How they'd call it an Indian call centre run in England, I don't know. But apparently that's the next one. But this is what happens when you pay companies like Serco, who I believe is run by ex-immigrants, by the way. You give them millions and millions of pounds to do a job because you lot can't fucking do it. Unbelievable. The Home Office is doing an absolutely sterling job of fucking up this country. They really are. I wouldn't trust them with a chimp's tea party, let alone how to run a fucking country. But there you go. This is Labour for you. And again, we've now got Palestine Action, a prescribed group. Their appeal failed in court, so making it now illegal to show support for them or support them in any way. And the day after the appeal failed, surprise, surprise, many of them got arrested for showing support. What did they expect to fucking happen? Are they brain dead or just that fucking thick? I mean, people are kicking off about an 83-year-old female ex-priest that got arrested for doing it. Well, I'm sorry, but she knew what she was doing. She knew what the consequences could be. So I've got no sympathy there whatsoever. But there was plenty of fake sympathy on show again, wasn't there, from Starmer and Khan. As we knew, yesterday was the 20th anniversary of 7/7, the bombings 20 years ago. And these two hypocrites laid flowers for the victims. This is after welcoming the very type of people that will carry out these attacks into this country with open fucking arms. You pair of absolute wankers. They just don't know how much they're hated in this country, do they? These two. Well, you're going to find out before long, believe me. But it's all starting off again. Do you remember back after the pandemic, the emergency phone alerts bollocks? Well, apparently we're all going to get beeped again. After the dismal failure last time, blaming the providers of internet service and mobile phone service. In September, you'll get a tone for 10 seconds, followed by a message. Yeah, okay. Now there is an opt-out of this on the government website apparently. But no doubt you'll have to give them everything, all the information, shall I say, that they want to know. You know, what you're earning, where you live, picture of yourself, along with your dick size or tit size, and probably your life story and your DNA as well, just to opt out of this shit. But think about it, could this be Comrade Sama's big step to putting us on a war footing, shall we say? You know, send the alert out, we're on a war footing. Well, the only reason he'd do that, as I've said before, is because if he calls a war footing, a state of emergency, they can't hold an election. Because he knows he'll never fucking win one, so by hook, crook, breaking the law, that's how he'll try. But last time I was safe, my phones are that old, they don't accept any of that sort of shit. But we'll run a census, I expect, on the live stream afterwards in September to see how many people actually got it this time. But this is all about control, people. We know they will abuse it and test people's compliance with it. That's what it's there for. Fuck all else. Because if there's a country-wide emergency, you know, most people ain't going to take any fucking notice of them anyway. Least of all me. Right, I'll leave it there for today, folks. As I say, this video is just a catch-up from the weekend and yesterday. Tomorrow there will be a live, but I have got at least one doctor's appointment tomorrow, and then another one Friday for physio. Keep next week clear because that's the week we go away at the end of the week. So, but that's it for today, folks. As always, no matter what you're doing, where you're going, who you're with, please stay safe, stay strong, and ignore the propaganda and the bollocks from this government. Respects, people.